òkè òkè ló ń gbé Vicinity FM, òkè òkè ló wà Vicinity FM yóò oníjàbọ̀ oníjàbọ̀ oníjàwálẹ̀ oníjàbọ̀ onísùsẹ̀yìn Vicinity FM yóò ibi gíga láyé rẹ̀ ìgbẹ́yìnlẹ̀ la wà tá a ti ń ṣọlá orí òkè la wà tá a ti ń ṣe bí ọba Vicinity FM yóò oníjàbọ̀.
This is Vicinity 95.3 FM in Kejile Ijesha. I am Paul Eteng with Global News. First, the headlines. President Bola Tinubu reiterates commitment to the nation's unity. World Health Organization nominates new Africa Regional Director. And Israel grants food aid into Gaza amid external pressure. Now the news in full. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has reiterated his commitment to prioritize the country's unity among diverse religious and cultural groups. The president made this known at the inaugural Mass of Pope Leo at the Vatican City, Rome, in a chat with journalists. His presence at the most popular Catholic event underscores his administration's commitment to interfaith diplomacy, religious tolerance, and strengthening Nigerian ties with the Vatican and the larger global community. Speaking at the inauguration, Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Bianca Odumegu Ojukwu, described President Tinubu's participation as a gesture enriched with symbolism and diplomatic value, which reflects President Tinubu's vision for the country and resonates with worldwide goals for peace, particularly those promoted by the new Pope. Borno State Governor Babagana Zulum has appealed to the federal government to deploy decisive strategies to ensure Maize Town does not fall into Boko Haram and ISWAP insurgents. The governor, on a tour to assess the challenges faced in Mate, completely deserted following a Boko Haram attack last Friday, with thousands taking refuge in Dikwa Town. Is exploring sustainable solutions to foster stability. In a chat with journalists, the governor disclosed his visit to Mate was to foster community cooperation, resilience, and continuous support to the security agencies. Mate local government comprises of over 300 towns and villages, now have only one standing, as the state government is doing everything possible to keep the town on the ground. In light of this, Governor Zulum reiterated his commitment to supporting security agencies in attaining lasting peace in Borno State. And away from Nigeria, the World Health Organization has announced the nomination of Professor Mohamed Janabi as the next regional director of the WHO African region. According to a statement from the organization, the nomination took place during a special session at the WHO Regional Committee for Africa held in Geneva ahead of the World Health Assembly. The special session was convened by member states of the WHO African region following the sudden and untimely death of Regional Director-elect Dr. Faustin Nduguli in November 2024. Kenya lawyer and former presidential candidate Martha Karua has claimed she was expelled from Tanzania on the eve of attending the treason trial of opposition leader Tundu Lissu. Speaking out after her removal, Karua said the move signals Tanzanian authorities are unwilling to ensure a fair trial for Lissu, a main challenger to President Samia Suluhu Hassan. the Chadema party leader faces treason charges that could lead to death penalty and growing concerns. Karua also criticized the disqualification of Chadema from the upcoming October election after the party refused to sign the government electoral code of conduct. She warned of what she called a total erosion of the democratic principles in Tanzania and across East Africa. Thousands of people identified to be illegals from Rwanda have been expelled by the M23 from the key major towns of Goma. On Monday, the M23 spokesperson, William Goma, presented 181 individuals claiming they were Rwanda subjects who were illegally in Goma, alongside thousands of women and children believed to be the family members of the culprits from Karenga region under the control of the Democratic Forces for the Liberation of Rwanda. According to observers, they were carried in trucks and their documents, issued by Congolese authorities, were burned as the group claimed the documents were bogus. Both Kigalia and M23 accused the Congo's government of supporting the Rwanda forces, also reported to have committed numerous atrocities in the region. This is Vicinity 95.3 FM, Kejile Ejisha. Global News will continue shortly. For news updates and live streaming, visit our website at vicinity953fm.com.ng. Send us an email to vicinitynewsroom@gmail.com or call 0814-365-8302 for breaking news. You can also follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at Vicinity 95.3 FM. Now the rest of the news. Israel has agreed to allow limited food aid into Gaza amid mounting international pressure, even as it intensifies its military offensive in the region. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu cited concerns from global allies over the threat of mass hunger, though he stressed that the aid would remain minimal. The move came shortly before a major Israeli ground operation reportedly killed over 150 people in 24 hours. The decision has sparked backlash from far-right members of Netanyahu's coalition, while the United Nations confirmed discussions are underway to facilitate aid delivery. Ceasefire negotiations in Doha have stalled as Netanyahu insists on full Israeli control over Gaza and the removal of Hamas, a term the group rejected. Warsaw's Liberal Mayor Rafał won a narrow victory in Poland's presidential election, but a second round-off with conservative historian Karol will be required to decide the country's next president. The State Electoral Commission, PKW, said Rafał, a deputy leader of the Prime Minister Donald Tusk's Centrist Civil Platform, PO, party, won 31.3% of the vote. Karol came second with 29.5% of the vote. Final official results are not expected until later on Monday. Both candidates in the lead are now set to compete in the second round on 1st June, as none of the 13 other candidates won more than 50% of the vote. Former U.S. President and 82-year-old Democrat Joe Biden has been diagnosed with prostate cancer after his experience with increasing urinary symptoms. According to reports, Biden and his family are reviewing treatment options with his physicians. Biden left office in January after expiration of his first term this year as the oldest serving U.S. president in history, with concerns over his health and age for a job as trying at the presidency. The sad news comes with Biden's long-time advocacy for cancer research, most notably through his Cancer Moonshot initiative, launched in memory of his son, Bill, who died of brain cancer in 2015. Though Biden has not yet released a personal statement, sources say he remains in good spirits and focused on his treatment. And a bit of sports, Nigerian striker Victor Osimhen was on target again as Galatasaray secured a 3-0 victory over Kayserispor on Sunday to clinch the Turkish Super League title. Just 5 days after winning the Turkish Cup, Osimhen opened the scoring in the 26th minute with a powerful header from Gabriel Sara's cross. A moment made special as his daughter, Hailey, proudly announced the goal. Paris Alpha Yilmaz added a second 3 minutes later to extend the lead. The 39-year-old Uruguayan is expected to leave the club after 14 years, making the moment a fitting tribute with the win. Galatasaray completed a domestic double and secured their spot in next season's UEFA Champions League. To end global news, another look at the headlines. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has reiterated his commitment to prioritize the country's unity among diverse religious and cultural groups. We told you that World Health Organization has announced the nomination of Professor Mohammed Janabi as the next regional director for the WHO African region. And lastly, you heard Israel has agreed to allow limited food aid into Gaza amid mounting international pressure, even as it intensifies its military offensive in the region. That was Global News. It was edited by Oluwafunke Israel. On behalf of the production crew, I am Paulette. Thanks for listening. Please stay tuned for News Nationwide at 6 o'clock. Good afternoon.